new on Curiosity Stream.
I'm James Burke. I'm going to take you on a journey through time.
James Burke's visionary series returns, reimagined for our time.
Now, this is all uncharted territory.
The Washington Post hails Burke as one of the most intriguing minds in the Western world. The New York Times raves he careens from one great moment in history to another.
Where do we want to go from here?
Experience all new Connections.
So what's the next connection?
With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at CuriosityStream.com.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to the J360 Mini Bites here on J360 Radio, hosted by J.M. Brady. I am your host, J.M. Brady. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, J360 Legion? How are you all doing? It is a new week, of course, and yes, we are using the alternative schedule this week. As a matter of fact, I know Mini Bites are usually on Tuesday, but we had a nice big thing happen not too long ago here in the J360 universe, so things are not out of order. It's just that usually, like, when there's a big project ahead, like, Gemiversary, Monster Fest, or in this case, the Spaceforce Summer Bash, you got to make room for it. And as I do make room for it, we just move stuff up ahead. So pretty much what you're getting is not just like the Mini Bites on Wednesday, you're getting the J-Man Show on Thursday, and then you're getting J360 Jams on Friday, and then chances are you're getting a big Power Play episode on Saturday. So the events are just coming in full swing, and I'm loving every bit of it. But I gotta say, looking back on it, though, I was really happy about how, like, the Space Force Summer Bash turned out. Like, even on Twitch and on the YouTube replay. In case you didn't realize, like, a lot of our stuff is going to YouTube directly. I'm only using the Twitch for, like, special events or, expositions or anything. So it's like something big's going down if I'm actually using the J360 TV Twitch channel. So just keep that in mind. So twitch.tv/J360TV, you really would want to keep, but I don't focus on it as much as, like, youtube.com/J360 Productions, which is the main channel, which is the channel that you really want to keep in touch with all the stuff that we were doing. I gotta say, like, the turnabout with all the artists, Space Force, and just everybody, like, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful couple of nights, I gotta say. So the whole setup, it was just great. And then, of course, putting everybody together and, just coordinating and just working with everyone was just fantastic. Like, that was, like, one of the best concert shows I've ever done. So, it was good to me. I actually enjoyed it. A couple of things, though. Like, when I'm doing a co-stream with somebody, okay, co-streams are usually experimental. And, like, experimenting is, like, one of the key components here at J360 Productions. We don't know how exactly it's going to turn out, how it's going to look until we're actually in the middle of it. And we're in the middle of show. I don't know what it is, but you see, the ones that are in production, they know, like, all that kind of stuff. They know, like, this stuff, it's going to take some time. It's going to be a certain way. But don't just go over to my page just because the picture is all clear and everything else. That's cool and everything, but everybody has to be involved. Don't just go and chop down at somebody because, oh, it's pixelated and all that kind of stuff. We don't know. We're trying to get this working. The only thing is, we are in those situations where, have you ever filmed a wedding in your life? The thing about a wedding is, it's beautiful, but it's nerve-wracking because you only get that one time to make it right. You don't get, like, rehearsals all the time. I mean, some do, but not like when you're actually putting that footage together. Like, on the day of the day, you only get one time. So that's why, in a way, a concert is kind of like a wedding almost. It's kind of like when I'm doing a live event over at, like, the sports complexes or any of these other places. Like, I don't know sometimes, like, unless it's my own equipment, and even then, that's kind of questionable too, because you never know. The camera that you had that you were practicing with might not actually act like that same camera on the day of. The batteries might not hold a charge. The memory cards are full. All sorts of crazy stuff that goes down. Or you might even forget your equipment, and you know damn well it's going to take you twice as long to go back and get your stuff, much in the same way as you initially left. That's why you got to make sure, like, you try to get it right the first time. You understand what I'm saying? And also, it's like this. When you're partnering up with me, you should understand that. You see what I'm saying? It takes a lot of hard work, determination, and just hope that we get through it. But have a good time getting through it. at least we were able to go through some of those things with the hiccups, and we were able to make you an entertaining presentation. So that's a beautiful thing about it. But like at the end of the day, don't be taking it out on people who are running the streams and all that kind of stuff, or sitting there saying like, "Oh, this could be better. This could be that." You're not helping. I always see people do that on the outside looking in. Now, the thing is, I'm speaking on behalf of those that have never done a co-stream and stuff like that before. Not on my whole thing personally, because, see, me, I don't give a damn. I am still going to run with this. A lot of people try to tell me stuff about J360 Productions, and I said, hey, watch me prove you wrong. And most times I win. But it's interesting to me to see, like, even in 2022... people still go into those same vices instead of like, you know what? Why don't you just sit back, vibe with the music, enjoy the content, and let it be all it's going to be? Because some people, whereas I've had like experience in this stuff, other people have not. And I got to give a special shout out to my partner in crime that whole night because, for his first showcase like that, or I want to say like one of his first because there was the birthday bash, we still got more content to make. And the thing is just carry on and keep on doing it. And not only that, the one that was making the complaints, I happily cut that set in half. So I'll have a problem. Go ahead and get my revenge in one way or another. But the thing about it is, though, it's weird because like sometimes you see like the most people that complain are the most like there's so many ways I could go about this, but I'm not in the mood to cuss. But what it is like what I'm saying, like when we're doing experimental work, such as like those special projects and stuff, anything can go wrong. And the way that things were going pretty well, I mean, like it was pretty stable for the most part. Things didn't start getting crazy until like we were near the end. You know what I'm saying? If you count like the second day or the first day. But either way, it was like, you're working with music, you're working with heavy video files. You gotta make sure you're ready for that stuff. And we were. And not only that, like any sort of special projects will get a replay on the actual J360 TV channel. So, that stuff is for you guys at any time. I had people come up and apologize to me like they couldn't make it to the YouTube TV premiere. And I was like, don't apologize to me. That stuff is there for you to watch in the post game. That's the post game. At least with Twitch will give you, if you don't make partner or anything, Twitch will give you like 60 days to catch the stuff before it goes. I'd rather you guys be able to look at that stuff on demand, like whenever you feel like it, but please make an attempt to look at it. And then while you're at it, put in a comment, say something nice, like if you're looking forward to the next thing that we're doing, and then give it a like or something like that. Like I really need to explain this to you on like how to help a production grow. It's wild to me. Just like when I send something out and people ask me, oh, what's this? And it clearly says what it is on the actual video. And it's like, you don't need my explanation at this point, and I'm not trying to have a conversation. Those that have been paying attention to what I've been doing for like well over the last, 20 years for some, what the hell I'm doing. It's just, guess what? I have all the resources I need to get started, and I'm making it happen. That's the thing about it. But looking at it, though, I see more coming into this concert series. And speaking of which, what do you expect? It's Jams Week. It totally is. Jams 52 is this week, and it is happening this Friday at 10, as usual. And not only that, the way things are turning out in the playlist right now, we still got room for more people if you want in. But I'm just saying, like, it's looking beautifully right there. Especially, after we finish the Summer Bash. And, we're going right into autumn strong, so I'm just loving this. And speaking of which, you don't get a moment's peace because the Monster Fest is going to be happening as soon as the last week of September gets here. Like, we're going to be talking about all sorts of things, horrifying and creepy, for at least, like, a month and a half. So, I'm looking forward to that. And not to mention, like, I've been taking good looks at the power plant. I'm really wondering about a mini event for that. Like, don't hold me to it entirely yet, but I do have things in motion for that. Oh, and for those that have been wondering, like, when are we doing Halo events? There is going to be another Halo event coming this Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on the YouTube channel, though. We're going to use YouTube Live for it. So, don't go anywhere else, per se, because, it's a standard show, so it's going to be right there. And, of course, I wonder why people fall asleep on YouTube Live. I mean, it's just as good as Twitch, right? Anyway, if not, that's where the home is. So, that's my moment to go ahead and showcase it to y'all. Because you can't necessarily run on everything all the time. which is why I'm trying to keep it simple for you guys on this. Like, even with this Mini Bites, don't apologize that you didn't catch the Mini Bites live. It's going to be on all podcast networks, and it's going to be over there on the YouTube channel because it links between J360 Radio and J360 TV. That's just the way it works. And, of course, hey, as long as I see how the growth is going, it's fine. Speaking of which, I was going to tell you guys about, because I heard a lot of people have been worried about, creator plateau and, moments where the channel doesn't grow or the channel doesn't go anywhere, stuff like that. I got to say, the only way a channel really doesn't go anywhere is when you look at it and you do nothing for it. When you yourself do nothing for channels and stuff like that, how you expect them to get anywhere? I mean, we all have expectations and anticipations and all that kind of stuff, but when it gets right down to it, you got to at least make content to put on there. Now, will that content stick? Will people look at it? Who knows? How have you been promoting it lately? And if you haven't been promoting it well, it'll show because guess what? You're in the red, which means, you get a dip down. It's kind of like a relationship. You have your good days and your bad days and days where you're just questioning every damn thing, You're going to have that moment where you do question all the stuff. I've seen people talk to me about plateaus not growing on Instagram or, every time they make movements on Instagram, the follower count gets lower because don't there's an episode of Black Mirror called Nosedive that talks about this where this one woman tried so hard to stay in the good graces of everyone, she ended up pleasing no one. That's why you don't need to be a people pleaser. You just need to be yourself. You just need to put your stuff out there. I'm not going to make things that everybody likes. I mean, everybody loves the hell out of jams, but when it comes to the Mini Bites, which is, I would say, the most important show because it tells you what's going on and gets you ready for the week. People be like, oh, what's this show? It's well, hell, why don't you listen to it? You know what I mean? Because when I'm on jams, I'm having a party. I don't feel like relaying important news unless it's really, really important or it's breaking. You see what I'm saying? But on the Mini Bites, however, you got a shot. And as I'm telling you all this as artists and all that kind of stuff, things are going to change all the time. Even now, people are oh, everybody's back. Oh, everybody's. Well, here's the thing. Screw everybody. What do you want to do? What do you have a say about? What makes you interesting? What's your niche? What means something to you? Instead of being like everybody else are talking about She-Hulk. Have you noticed that that's all people been talking about how bad She-Hulk is or how good She-Hulk is or who's lying about She-Hulk or how the Incredible Hulk himself is not so incredible. As a matter of fact, he's kind of lame because, he's doing yoga moves and all this kind of stuff. Have you guys ever read the era where Bruce Banner was Professor Hulk? It's comical in its own self. Look at the damn shoes he's wearing in it and all. I've seen a lot of people flip out about that, but little did you realize, when Bruce Banner is the Hulk, and sometimes he has his intelligence on the Hulk, it never lasts as long. He's flying away to Scar or whatever, He's going back to the planet he left in Ragnarok anyway, because there's some issues going down. So I looked at that, I was like, damn, well, we should be happy now because he's out of that stupid show. You know what I mean? However, I don't know. I could go all day about MCU problems and all that stuff. But mostly, I'll be attacking the fan base because they're the ones that need it the most. And then I'll go after Disney and tell them why they suck. But, those are J-Man show territories among anything else. But it's the truth about things. More and more people keep complaining about art, but they're not doing a damn thing. And which is why, at the same time, when I go back to the live stream stuff, you're going to complain about certain things where we're actually being experimental. You see what I'm saying? So, that's why after a while, don't even worry about your plateaus. Don't even worry about who you're trying to please, because you're never going to please them any damn way. You might as well do your own damn thing. So, keep that in mind. Especially when I'm doing stuff, if I'm doing stuff and everybody's got their whole damn thing, well, it's like this. Go suck a bottle. I don't care. Because I live for me. It's if my girl goes to a convention and I'm not going to it because I got other stuff to do, that's just the way it turns out. I'll pop by and say hi to her and got my pass and everything, but that's just the way that goes down. But other than that, though, I got more experimental things to do, and people will be coming to my events, especially with those who I work with. But you're just gonna have to stay tuned for those things because I got to get up out of here. So we'll talk on the J-Man Show tomorrow at 10. Okay? Y'all take it easy for me. This is J-Man signing off. Peace.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.